It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Pacers in Indianapolis. For Indiana, they're sitting at 500 over the last 10 games, kind of treading water. They'd really like to make a splash over the next few games. And the Indiana Pacers, a team that a few years back played in 2 straight conference finals, had the best record in the East in 2014, but a lot of changes have been made since then. Guys, were you surprised by that?
Yeah, I was surprised. They're very proactive in moving around guys, but I was surprised. They have a smaller team. They're trying to play the small ball of the East, but it hasn't been measured into wins yet. However, it's still coming, Shaq. It's still coming.
It might have been time for a change. Some players are falling off a little bit. They've been unable to capture the same success, though. But we'll see.
Kevin Harlan, please take it away.
It's the Pacers in Indianapolis as we bring you an Eastern Conference contest. We're all set to bring you NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. Taking a look at Orlando, winning their last 3 games. Would like to make that 4 in a row here tonight.
And it's in your DNA. You come up against a natural rival, you're going to be a little bit salty.
That's what makes these games great. No love lost between these 2 squads. It's great competition with a little animus sprinkled in there.
A look at the Magic starting group. Ross is the 3 with Gordon at the 4. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. And it's Vucevic in at the pivot, manning the middle. Well, we have some conference rivals meeting up tonight. Clark, I know these games get very intense.
Yeah, in many ways, too, Kevin. The crowd is more amped up, louder, more emotional, more rabid. And the emotions between the players can run high, leading to friction and confrontation. So it's a charged environment when you lock heads with your rival.
Goes back up, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Man, excellent patience from Turner close to the basket there. I mean, forced the defense to get a little handsy with him in the paint. And, you know, Miles Turner, a 5-star recruit coming out of Trinity High School near Dallas, was Big 12 Freshman of the Year at the University of Texas. And he keeps working, and he's getting better and better and has all-star potential.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Turner. And Clark, you've been around the Pacers. What are your impressions of Miles Turner?
Great maturity for his age, humble, hard-working, hungry, smart, and I think he wants to be great. That's all good stuff.
Both free throws good from Turner.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
Picked by Vucevic. Gordon with the screen for Fournier. Kicks it out to Gordon. Back to Fournier. Passes to Augustine. 4 on the clock. That one goes in.
Even when the defense is right up in Fournier, he's still tricky down inside. Constantly figures out ways to keep the defense guessing.
Now here's Bogdanovic. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. Oladipo outside. Turner inside. Vucevic defending. Pacers on defense. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
And no doubt that the fight was there, but no matter what they tried on that night, it just wasn't meant to be.
And over time, it looked like they were resigned to their fate. They kind of gave in. It's hard to come back when you get down like they were, and they just didn't seem to have enough fight to make a go of it.
Now here's Ross. Victor Oladipo unable to get his last shot to go.
Boy, I like how Gordon dishes the ball. When his teammates are open, he finds them on time and on target.
Collison with it. 14 points from him the last game against Cleveland.
And you know, Kevin, his creativity really on display that night. I mean, he was threading beautiful passes everywhere.
Well, Darren Collison going through the free agency process this last summer. Greg, Indiana jumped at the chance to add him to the roster.
Yeah, and with Collison and his ability to play in so many ways, that is what made teams go after him. He doesn't always take a big signing to change the complexity of a team. Getting solid contributors like Collison go a long way in building the foundation of a team.
The first one falls.
And for the Magic, it's really been a musical chairs with their coaches. A lot of churning on the roster, but the pieces still have yet to gel. And honestly, it's been a mess.
Isaacs checked in for the Magic. Both shots good from the stripe. And if you're running the Magic, Greg, what's the roadmap to contention?
Well, first and foremost, it's always going to have to start through the draft. I mean, you've got to be able to get core pieces there. And then you want to continue to add perimeter shooting and focus on developing your young talent based on the way the game is played today.
Now, here's Bogdanovic following the miss by Aaron Gordon. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Screen by Young. Bogdanovic dishes to Oladipo. To the paint. The kick out to Young. 5 to shoot. Turner with the screen. Young with the ball. And it's Gordon picking him up.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Here's Oladipo. Good, and the assist goes to Collison. Oladipo's got his first points of the game.
How can you defend Oladipo any better than that? I mean, just exceptional at getting shots up and over the outstretched arms of the defense.
Gordon a screen. The dish to Augustine. Magic moving the ball around. Shoots off the screen. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
When he's got that kind of positioning, he's got to score it. Got to score the ball from there.
And the call will be against Fournier. That's his first foul.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Turner with the screen. Pulls up, high post. Kept alive by Indiana. Second chance shot. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Man, I like the aggressiveness that Turner plays with. For such a young guy, it's proven to be beneficial in helping him draw fouls.
Well, a lot of optimism around young big man Miles Turner. Nate McMillan compared him to LaMarcus Aldridge, who, of course, McMillan coached in Portland. Clark, can you see that?
Oh, no doubt. Both are 6'11"-ish, and both can really shoot the ball. Turner may be a better three-point shooter right now than Aldridge, but I think he's got to grow into being more effective in the post. He's more of a rim protector right now than Aldridge, but like L.A., I think he has a chance to be an all-star.
And Paul George traded away by the Pacers over the summer, a move they didn't want to make, but the writing was on the wall.
You know what? It's always hard, Kevin, to lose a superstar player, but the Pacers had really been unable to create a contender around Paul George, and therefore they had to trade him because they didn't think he was going to sign. As a matter of fact, he clearly stated he would not re-sign at the end of his contract with the Pacers. So traded to OKC, and Paul George still intrigued by the possibility of maybe playing for his hometown Lakers at the end of his contract.
Now here is Augustine. He's coming off a 13-point game against Sacramento. And it's Vucevic missing.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Collison. There's the screen. Screen by Young. Clock at 6. The drive by Collison. Here's Turner. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Boy, how about the determination of Turner? I mean, he's a wrecking ball on the glass on both ends of the floor. Just doesn't give up on plays.
Here's Augustine. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Pass to Gordon. Inside. And it's Vucevic. That time on the assist by Gordon. Gordon's got 3 assists in the game. Oladipo, the pass to Collison. Turner with the screen. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Augustine, no luck. Indiana leading by 3. Outside Bogdanovich. And the wide open shot from Collison. Drains it from beyond the arc. Collison's got 5.
Nice look there from Bogdanovich. The shooter keeping an eye peeled and open for the open man.
Vucevic a screen on Collison. Here's Augustine. Terrific design on the pick play. And he lays it in. 5 points in the game.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Collison kicks to Oladipo. Turner with the screen. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
That's a nice stroke, and he's got a good feel for that shot. Oladipo never going to pass up the mid-range jumper when it's there for him.
Now here is Augustine. 5 points in the game. Now the Pacers moving it up for the finish, and it's blocked by Gordon. And they get it back. They recover it.
Good defensive instincts there displayed by Gordon. Reading the shooter all the way and timing the rejection perfect.
Fournier for three. No good that time. So the Pacers will take it the other way.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
The Magic trail by 8. Augustine dishes to Vucevic. Back to Augustine. Down low. And Vucevic throws it down.
Yeah, nice vision from the little fella there. Augustine making it easy for his teammates by finding the open man.
Timeout called the Pacers. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Picked by O'Quinn. McDermott can't get it to go.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
A lot of time they've been spending at the foul line so far, guys. They'll take those points all game long if they can get them.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
And Clark, just how important to a team is it to have a veteran presence on it? Like, how did the vets on the Pacers help you when you were a rookie or young player in the league?
You know what? I think it's invaluable, Kevin. I was a 21-year-old rookie. I left after my junior year at Ohio State. And veteran players, Herb Williams, had been there a year or two. Guys like Billy Knight and George Johnson, Butch Carter were around. And having those guys talk about what it takes, and we were a very young team and had young veterans, but still they were invaluable in terms of giving you an example of how to go about your business to be successful as a pro.
The Magic have shot just one free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
And the technical free throw is good. I think it's been a long rebuild for the Magic, but they really feel they've got a plan in place.
Well, you've heard the front office talking that they're going to win at least one championship by the year 2030. And I got to say, that's an interesting quote, to say the least. I mean, I have heard of a 5-year plan, but a 13-year plan, I guess you'd call that building for the long term.
And he gets the bucket. Evans has got his second basket of the night. The Magic trail by 6. They set the pick. To the middle. Here's Simmons. Pass to Isaac. Over O'Quinn. Count that one from Isaac. Isaac's got his first points of the night.
Boy, I tell you what, Kevin, the mid-range game of Isaac continues to get better, showing great stride in being a threat from here.
Picked him clean. Pacers with the rebound.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
And Joseph kicks to Evans. Second shot opportunity. Mozgov with the block.
Timing and sneaky athleticism, Kevin, allowed Mozgov to get to that shot.
It's good. Now here's Evans. 9 points last game. Shoots off the step back And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Orlando's gone, just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Back to Grant. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. Indiana leading. And here's McDermott. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Indiana again missing. The Magic shooting 45% from the field early. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Doug McDermott.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
And he can't get the first one.
And anytime you think about the Pacers, it's really hard to forget their recent dominance in the East now. I mean, in 2013, they were 1 win away from the NBA Finals. In 14, they earned the #1 seed in the East, and then it kind of snowballed south since then.
And he sinks the second. And for the Pacers, 2 consecutive trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. They seem poised for a long run. Clark, what happened?
Well, they changed direction. They had 3 all-star caliber players in Lance Stevenson, Roy Hibbert, and Paul George, and David West was an anchor of that team as well. Stevenson left. The league seemed to figure out Hibbert, and PG broke his leg, and just like that, their fortunes changed. And I think, too, the way the league was changing in terms of style of play impacted the decision, too.
Here's Grant following the score by Indiana. Mozgov, and it falls over the rim and in.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Now here's McDermott, still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. 1:16 left in the first quarter of the game. Grant with the ball. Picked up by Joseph. It's Mozgov, high post. Orlando moving the ball around. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Nate McMillan.
Well, Kevin, they have a specific approach to tonight's game. He told me they have to get the ball into the paint as much as possible and take advantage of what they believe is a big edge for them inside. We'll see if they're right about that tonight. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Orlando trailing here. Outside, Simmons. Kicks it to Grant. 43 seconds left to play in the first. And there's the feed to Mozgov. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Timothy Mozgov. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
And that's just all about positioning. He gets boxed out, can't fight around it, and gets the over-the-back call.
I thought maybe with a little more hustle, he might have been able to get around him, but he was just a step late.
2 shots.
And he makes the first. And the Magic benefiting from multiple first-round picks this summer. They needed the help.
Yeah, they did, and they need a big hit in the draft. I mean, they've lacked star talent, and we know this is a talent-driven league. Either you develop stars or you pull them into your fold. They've got to find some difference makers. There's no doubt about that.
Team hard off that pick and finish strong.
Despite his relatively lean frame, Isaac is a solid screener because he makes himself big when he sets the screen.
Grant against Joseph. There's 14 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Evans outside. Here's Sabonis. Mozgov with the block. The shot, no good. And so it's Myles Turner making things happen for the Indiana Pacers. Scoring, rebounding, he was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. Right back after this break. Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
Yeah, outworking them right now, plain and simple. I mean, they've been terrific in the open floor.
So on the floor for Orlando, they've got Mozgov. Isaac out there with Terrence Ross. Then there's Grant, and it's Simmons in at the 2 spot. Here's Isaac. Now Ross, and here's Simmons for 3. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. Evans outside. Out to the right wing. McDermott sinks it from just inside the baseline. McDermott's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Pacers. Feeds to Mozgov. And Mozgov throws it down.
Posterizing finish by Mozgov. That is a big man attacking the rack.
Evans passes to O'Quinn. And stolen by Simmons. Here's Ross. Here's Mozgov. He feeds it to Simmons. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Clark, a lot of ways to initiate the offense. What's the one thing you look for in a playmaker for a team?
Well, I think the willingness to give the ball up early and then to be able to understand what they're trying to get done offensively. So that comes back to basketball IQ, and we're assuming that the skill set is there. But to me, it's just understanding what you're trying to get every time down the floor and then being able to initiate that with the pass or the dribble.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. And Nate McMillan, formerly an assistant in Indiana, now the head coach. Do you think it's tough to succeed another head coach that, Clark, you worked under?
Yeah, I imagine there would be some awkwardness there, but in his case, it wasn't a mid-season transition. It was at the end of a season, so that certainly helps. Frank Vogel simply wasn't re-signed, was not fired, was not replaced, just wasn't re-signed. And I think all of that made it a little easier for Nate.
O'Quinn dishes to McDermott. Hands it from downtown. McDermott's got 5 points so far. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
Ross in the corner. He dishes it to Mozgov. Now here's Ross. He's guarded close. Can't hit from in close. Indiana moving it around. McDermott can't get it to go. The Magic have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Ross in the corner. Jacks up a 3. It's rebounded by Indiana. O'Quinn's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Joseph. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And we'll examine here how the distribution has been between 3-pointers and 2-pointers tonight for the Magic.
And really, the long ball hadn't been a big factor for him. Not a lot of attempts, not a lot of makes either. Nothing wrong, though, with probing inside on days when the shots aren't falling.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shot.
And he knocks down the first one. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Sabonis. Young comes in for Kyle O'Quinn. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for McDermott. And it's Oladipo in for Tyreek Evans. Orlando also making some changes. Vucevic checked in for Mozgov. Fournier comes in for Jonathan Simmons. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Grant. And Joseph drops them both.
And really, as recently as 2014, the Pacers were a team with that old school front court. Some tall timber inside, and they played that slow, methodical pace. They have revamped the roster, looking to space the floor and really fire it up on offense.
Now, here's Fournier. He had 13 points in the win against Sacramento.
And we have to mention his rebounding. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low.
Shots good from Young. And the Pacers now looking to revamp how they approach things. The rebuild is on, it would appear.
Yeah, and a good time to do it when they saw Paul George would be leaving. It won't be easy to make the transition, but the Pacers do have a good collection of young talent.
They get the rebound. Here's Gordon. Up and in, it's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
And Young kicks to Oladipo. Back to Young. Clock at 6. Turner with the screen. Off the screen. He can't get that one to fall. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
And this is why scouting is so important. You've got to be able to identify those role players who can complement what your team does.
And you know what, Greg? Every team has guys that play different roles. As a matter of fact, most players in the league are role players. It's a matter of understanding your role and doing it well, because role players are just as important as the stars.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Evan Fournier out of France. His father was a judo champion.
And you know, Fournier is conscious of European players' reputation for being more finesse, soft, if you will. And I think he's done a nice job being aggressive and getting himself to the free throw line by playing a more physical game. I think at 6'7", he wants to dispel that reputation as being a finesse guy.
And that one falls for Fournier.
Out of France, the sharp shooting Fournier, an important player to this team because of his scoring ability.
Darren Collison, he's checked in for Joseph. And so Fournier nails both of them. And when you look at this Magic team with their talent, what should their identity be?
Well, I think it should be up-tempo, defensive-oriented. They've got really good athletes, and defending at a high level with that kind of athleticism is doable, and I think would lead to easier offense. And that's what I think they have to foundation themselves on.
Now here is Augustine. He's got 5. Ross, that's good.
Really impressive seeing a guy like Vucevic carve up the defense with his peripheral vision and passing. So good at spotting the open man.
Turner with the screen. Collison kicks to Bogdanovich. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. The Magic have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Augustine passes to Gordon. And that misses. That would have put him up.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, excellent extension on the block. Superb timing as well to swat that one away.
Now here's Collison. And Turner with the basket on the assist by Collison. And that's 12 points for Miles Turner.
Spotting the open man, Collison, a capable playmaker.
Here's Augustine. Vucevic with it. And it's sent back by Turner.
Oh, these arms of Turner just go on forever. I mean, which is part of the reason he's able to rack up the block shots that he does.
Just 5 to shoot. Here's Ross.
Boy, he's holding his team back. Really a hindrance. Can't make a thing. He's way off today.
You're having a lot of success from the line here in the second quarter.
And Aaron Gordon, the athletic Aaron Gordon, playing much of last season at the small forward position during Serge Ibaka's short-lived stint in Orlando.
Yeah, and while he was excited to stretch his skill set, pretty clear it was a bad fit, especially in today's NBA. Gordon is a power forward, period. The Magic invested the 4th pick on him in that 14 draft, and they have to give him minutes at his natural position as his game continues to evolve.
The first one falls.
Got to stay active when Gordon's out there. I mean, his ability to make something out of nothing is huge for this team.
Second free throw, no good. And Clark, when you think back to your career, what do you miss the most about playing in the National Basketball Association?
Well, you know, for me, Kevin, because my career was cut short due to injury, I missed the opportunity to see how good I could have been on a winning team, on a playoff team. Back in the early 80s, the Pacers were building towards that, and I never got a chance to be part of a playoff team. And the camaraderie you establish in going through the shared misery and joy of competing is something that's special and unique to sports, and you really don't find it in any other venue.
Now here is Augustine. He has 5. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Augustine's got 7 points in the game.
And I like how crafty Augustine gets in the pick and roll, Kevin. Outstanding at reading what's available and taking advantage of the defense's mistakes.
Now here's Collison. Turner with a screen for Collison. On the wing, Turner. And the 3 off target. Orlando's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. And here's Augustine, 7 points in the game. Now Fournier on the wing, Gordon. Orlando needs to get off a shot. Unloads from 13. Fournier's shot is off. The Pacers have gone 6 of 11 from the floor. Over 50% shooting here in the second quarter. And stolen by Gordon. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
The Frenchman Fournier always looking to get the shot up, but really good at drawing fouls.
And Evan Fournier out of France, an instinctive offensive player, Greg.
Yeah, favorite player growing up was Manu Ginobili, and you can see some similarities in their games. Fournier possesses long-range shooting, but also able to handle and put pressure on the D with the dribble.
That free throw missing.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
And it's tied up with that one. And for the Pacers, their shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. A floater, and the basket is good. Collison's got 4 points in the quarter.
Sensing the opportunity there, Collison sneaking inside for the finish.
Collison against Fournier, picked by Vucevic. Augustine from outside, and the 3 ball is good. Augustine's got 10 points in the game. Guys, what a tight start to the game this has been.
And it's still in the first half. This could be a wild one.
Here's Collison. And too long on the shot. Orlando's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. To the right side. Left side, Gordon. No good from 18.
Frozen. Guys just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
Such a wide open look. He's got 13.
And Collison, I think, is at his best when he's shooting the ball from a set position. More of a set shooter than a guy who shoots it well on the move.
Now, here's Vucevic. 17 points for him last game against Sacramento.
And he caused major problems with his defense as well. He had 4 steals by the time the game was over.
The Pacers have gone 8 of 14 in the second quarter on field goal attempts. Oladipo against Fournier. Oladipo misses.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
The wide open look here for Vucevic. Another miss by Orlando. Indiana leading. And it's D.J. Augustine with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Indiana making some changes. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Young. Doug McDermott comes in for Bogdanovich. And it's Evans in for Oladipo. The Magic also changing it up. Mozgov comes in for Gordon. And Isaac subbed in for Evan Fournier. Out to the right wing. Stolen by Collison. And now it's Collison running. He can go all the way. Drops in the breakaway layup. Collison's got 8 here in the quarter.
Boy, he's dangerous right now. He feels like he's making every shot he puts up.
And that replay presented by Under Armour showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleash chaos moment. Now here is Augustine. He's got 10. Back to Mozgov. Magic moving the ball around. Augustine with it. Picked up by Collison. Picked by Mozgov. Here's Vucevic. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. Vucevic has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Turner with the screen. Dishes it to McDermott. They get it again.
And after that ragged first quarter, they're getting some momentum, some confidence. Nice flow.
Yeah, and, you know, the game of basketball, as you well know, Greg and guys, is a game of runs. So their offense is starting to move in a positive direction now. Nice upswing here.
Isaac misses.
Boy, awful defending, really. But in the end, they dodged a bullet. They can't let shooters get clean looks from outside.
He's really starting to ramp it up now, getting involved in the offense here after being held without a point in the first.
The Magic trail by 5. We've got 1:23 left in the first half of the game. Baseline try. Here's Vucevic. A second chance effort, and it's sent back by Turner. And here's the break. Collison dishes to Turner. Turner with a screen on Augustine. 6 to shoot. Back to Turner on the wing. Evans. Baseline J on the way. No good for the 5th time from the floor this game. He's made 2 shots. Makes it off the glass. He's got 5.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Turner with the screen. Turner with the screen for Collison. Out to Turner. 3-pointer. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they need to continue to press that advantage. They've got to get back to that. Don't go away from that. It's been working so well for them. Stay with it.
Here's Evans. 5 points in the game. Turner with a screen on Mozgov. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. It's the Pacers leading by just 1. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Frank Vogel. Coach, your team is down at the half. What has to change?
Well, it's still early in the game. Okay, we're a little bit out of sync offensively. We just got to get into a rhythm.
Good passes lead to good offense. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back.
Ken?
Ken, as we break down the action. Darren Collison is having one of those nights. He ended up with 15 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. His last game out, he was just not himself. But tonight, he has rounded right back into form with a very solid first half. And Kenny, what'd you think about what we saw from Indiana?
Well, they made a concerted effort to get out on the fast break. Dunks, alley-oops, run the lanes at every opportunity, and it's wearing the defense down.
Shaq, what'd you think about Orlando?
Well, if you can't shoot the ball, you might want to stop chucking it up. They keep trying the three, but it's not going down. They're relying too much on the three ball, way too much. It's good when it's falling for you, but when it's not, you have to try something else.
And that will wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the second half.
Downtown Indianapolis glowing in the distance as we welcome you back to the action here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Darren Collison really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him, a scoring machine here in that first half.
Yeah, and it's been fun to watch, partner, because not only is he shooting a high percentage, a good percentage, he's also carrying the team.
Orlando trailing here.
And the Pacers really have been one of the more consistent franchises in the NBA over the last 15 years or so. They've not won fewer than 32 games or drafted higher than 10th since 1989. That's a pretty impressive run of consistency.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court right now for the Pacers, Collison and Oladipo pair at the 1 and the 2. Young and Turner up front, and it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 slot. Here are the Magic now, following the score by Indiana. Gordon kicks to Vucevic. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket. And the Pacers always find a way to hold their own, but still searching for that first NBA championship.
Yeah, you know, it's tough for every team, but in a smaller market, they don't feel they can afford to totally tear down the roster with a full rebuild. Indianapolis, as great a city as it is, not a free agent destination, so that makes it tough to build a title contender. You have to do it primarily through the draft and smart acquisitions.
The Pacers have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances. Turner no good on the free throw.
Boy, I tell you, Turner is a dominant force who imposes his will on whoever is on him. But what you have to like and respect is his work ethic.
Now here is Augustine. He's got 12. Gordon kicks to Vucevic. Shot clock at 5. Basket counts.
And they got to bring the double team on him. And you look at the post-up bangers who don't block shots at a high level. More and more we're seeing teams relegate them to that 6-man role off the bench. It'll be interesting to see how that affects a guy like Vucevic who fits that description.
One shot.
Greg, why is it, do you think, that teams want those more floor-bound, post-up big men like Vucevic coming off the bench?
I think 2 things. First of all, their defensive shortcomings are less exposed playing against other reserves. Also, their ability to create offense on the block has more value with that second unit because that group tends to have their struggles in terms of scoring the basketball.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. They set the screen. Fournier for 3. It's rebounded by Indiana.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
The kick out to Oladipo. And a miss there on the triple. The Magic have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Ross on the wing. Back to Augustine. The pass to Ross. Over Bogdanovic. Ross, that's good. Ross has got 7 points in the game.
A nice start to the second half. Just 1 miss in their first 5 attempts.
Turner with a screen for Young. Shoots over Vucevic. Here's Turner. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Turner's got the game tied up here for the Pacers. For Orlando, they've gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. For 3, Fournier. The rebound by Young.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, he has been, and he's got to find his stroke because he's holding back his team as a result of his poor shooting. Tell you what, the defense has to be kicking themselves. Just a step late there, and the shooter made them pay for it.
Vucevic setting the pick for Augustine. Layup off the pick. And Vucevic with the layup. Vucevic has got 9 points here in the second half. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Collison, the pass to Oladipo. Collison with a screen on Fournier. Shots good by Turner.
Outstanding anticipation that time from Oladipo, seeing the floor extremely well and then zipping the pass over to the open man.
Here's Augustine. Here's Vucevic. That counts. He's put up 13 shots, and he's had 8 of those go in.
He's come out here in the second half and done a nice job moving, getting good looks, and finding his range.
And the Pacers call time here.
Well, you know, as the NBA continues to change, Nikola Vucevic is an interesting case study. He's got the skill level for today's game, but the question is, does he have the mobility? He's not that quick of foot, and that's been problematic for him.
And more than ever before, the NBA requires big men to cover a lot of ground. Vucevic looking to keep up.
Yeah, Vucevic, I think, is really a terrific rebounder and passer, and you can see all of his positives. He can score on the block and make the three-point shot. I think it's just a matter of him consistently tying all of that together.
Sabonis, he's checked in for the Pacers. Joseph comes in for Darren Collison. Ross, that's good.
And whenever Ross is in attack mode, it's always a good sign.
Oladipo outside. Bogdanovic with it, outguarded by Simmons. They retain possession. Second shot opportunity. Oladipo, good. Oladipo's got 6. A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Vucevic setting the pick for Grant. Off the pick and slam dunk by Vucevic.
When Vucevic is rolling to the basket like that, there aren't many guys that are willing to get in his way to stop it.
Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Oladipo with a screen on Simmons. Joseph, that's good. And the Pacers lead by 1.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Grant dishes to Ross. He kicks to Simmons. Passes it to Gordon. Just 5 on the clock. Offensive rebound. Tries again. And he sinks the layup. Gordon's got his second bucket.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Bogdanovich, no luck. Orlando's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Simmons left side. The dish to Ross. Back to Simmons. Poked away. Young with the steal. And here's the fast break. Oladipo leading the way. Bogdanovich wide open. Great look there, but off target. Orlando leading. Grant with the ball. Gordon with a screen on Joseph. Grant kicks to Gordon. Pass to Ross. Another shot. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And, you know, with his athleticism, you like to see Ross attacking the defense like that.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Orlando.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
Another thing they've done tonight is work the ball into the paint for plenty of those close-range points. You got to have those.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shot.
First one falls for him. Indiana making some changes. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Young. Doug McDermott comes in for Bogdanovich. And it's Evans in for Victor Oladipo. Orlando also making some changes. Mozgov, he's checked in for Vucevic. And Isaac subbed in for Gordon. So he gets them both. Pacers trail by 3. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
A steal. Now here's Grant. Mozgov sets a screen for Grant. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. And the Magic lead by 5.
Guys, this doesn't look like the same team defensively we saw in the first half. I mean, they're flat as day-old pop.
And O'Quinn kicks to Joseph. A shot by Evans. Nobody around. Drills it from outside. Evans has got 8 points.
And watching Evans there knock down the triple has the ability to be a dangerous outside scorer when he's in rhythm.
Pass to Ross. Outside for Simmons. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Simmons against Evans. Now the feed to O'Quinn. Back to Evans. McDermott passes to Sabonis. 6 on the shot clock. Evans. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Tyreek Evans, the 4th pick back in 2009, won Rookie of the Year.
Averaged 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists right off the bat. And it's been about the injuries in terms of what's held him back. If he can stay healthy, and that's a big if, the talent is obvious.
Free throw good. Tyreek Evans.
You got to appreciate the skill set of Evans. I mean, Tyreek Evans can play a few different spots for you, and he's got nice handles for a guy his size.
That misses, so he splits the free throws. Orlando's gotten off to a very slow start from 3-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Here's Isaac. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And the Magic lead by 3.
It seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
Hey, I don't know if it was changing baskets or what, guys, but they clearly look a lot better offensively.
Now here's Joseph. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Basket good.
And how about the efficiency Evans has shown in the paint? Once he's got his position, he's looking to score.
The Pacers have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line. That one drops. He ties it up. The Magic shooting reasonably well, 45%. Pass to Isaac. And here is Mozgov. 6 points for him. It's rebounded by Indiana. O'Quinn's got 6 rebounds now in the game. McDermott kicks to O'Quinn. Evans outside. High arcing shot, and that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Indiana.
You know, I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they've continued to bury the jump shots.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
That one misses for Evans. Orlando trailing here. Here's Isaac. It's deflected. They get it back. Mozgov with the bucket. Indiana's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Joseph against Grant. Shot by Joseph, no good. Orlando's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4.
And, you know, Isaac is a high percentage shooter, takes good shots and makes a good percentage of them, and he's very skilled at getting position to throw it down on you.
Kicks to O'Quinn. There's the pick. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. O'Quinn's got it all tied up now for Indiana.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
Grant dishes to Simmons. Back to Grant. Here's the 3. Sabonis grabs the board. Sabonis has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Grant against Joseph. Picked by O'Quinn. Evans left side. Here's Sabonis. That shot is off. Excellent D there from Mozgov.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
1:04 left to play in the third. Here's the teardrop. Mozgov grabs the board.
I can't explain what happened there, Kevin. I mean, he had the layup. Looked like it was a simple play. Somehow the defense threw him off just enough to cause the miss.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. Some changes for Indiana. Turner comes in for Domantas Sabonis. And it's Collison in for Joseph. Then for the Magic, Evan Fournier comes in for Isaac. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Jaren Grant. and he can't hit the second.
And you can sense that the pressure might have gotten to him a little bit, but he did do enough to put them in the lead.
Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Pacers lead by 1. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
Now here's Mozgov. 8 points for him. Here's Fournier, and it's sent back by Turner. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. 2 points, that one goes. Now it's a 3-point Pacer lead.
Always like seeing Evans share the basketball. A capable passer who knows how to get his guys going.
Mozgov, a screen on Collison. Fournier for 3, and good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine. Augustine's got his 5th assist in this one.
Tell you what, guys, his size really comes into play when there's a rebound battle going on. He's got an advantage in there.
And so it's Miles Turner making things happen for Indiana. His performance that quarter has earned him a double-double. Seems like he's been everywhere in this game. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And meanwhile, Frank Vogel talking to his team.
Shrink the floor. When you're on the ball or close out faster. Okay, take away their airspace and then contain their drive.
And that's the catch-22 there. Frank Vogel wanting better perimeter defense, but also wanting to limit forays to the hoop.
Yeah, and it takes tremendous discipline to do that. Don't leave your feet, don't reach, and everyone help each other defensively.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The 4th quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. 4th quarter on the floor for the Magic. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Gordon out there with Mozgov. Now here's Mozgov. And Fournier kicks to Augustine. 4 on the shot clock. Lets the 3 fly. It's rebounded by Indiana. O'Quinn's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Here's Evans, and that one comes up a bit short. Well, Orlando shooting reasonably well, 45%. Fournier passes to Augustine. It's taken away by Collison. And we've played through about a minute here in the 4th. Evans can't get that one to fall.
And I tell you what, he's doing his best to contribute, but he's been out of sync, out of rhythm. Luckily, his team still is in front.
Augustine from outside. It's rebounded by Indiana. O'Quinn's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. McDermott kicks to O'Quinn. Feeds to Evans. Shoots over Fournier. Evans can't get that one to fall. Orlando's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Dishes it to Gordon. For 3, Fournier. The Magic again can't hit.
And you know what? If you're the defense, you got him right where you want him. Let him keep shooting those threes because he's been brutal in this half.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. That free throw, no good.
And they're having a lot of trouble at the line today. And unfortunately, it's the kind of day we've seen this team have a lot.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Bogdanovich comes in for McDermott. And it's Oladipo in for Evans. And that trip coming up empty, missing both.
And missing opportunities here to extend that lead at the free throw line this half.
Drops in the tray.
And the quick release of Fournier. Man, he's so good at getting his shot off as soon as the pass reaches his hand.
Now, here's O'Quinn. Augustine with the steal. At the top of the key, Gordon. Back to Augustine. Good ball movement here by the Magic. And Fournier kicks to Augustine. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
You know, the speedy Augustine is really an excellent teammate and a dependable role player, a veteran presence who can really stroke it.
Free throw drops for Augustine. Thaddeus Young. He's checked in for Indiana. Both free throws good from Augustine.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
Collison kicks to Young. Oladipo right side. Young sets a screen for Oladipo. Shoots over Fournier. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Magic leading by 3. On the wing, Gordon. Defended by Young. And the call will be against Thaddeus Young. That's his first foul. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Augustine against Collison. And Augustine kicks to Ross. That's in. Augustine with the assist. Augustine's got 6 assists now in the game.
Feasting on the leftovers, eating big time. Ross stepping inside the arc and making it happen.
Up it goes, and the Magic lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Bogdanovich. Pick by Vucevic. And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. He feeds it to Fournier. For 3. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
And that quick trigger of Augustine, not giving the defense any chance to block the shot off the pass.
Bogdanovich against Ross. Oladipo outside. And it's Oladipo with the jam.
And so far, this has got that feel of a game that could be back and forth all the way.
Yeah, not a lot of separation in this one, Greg. Both teams looking for that one big run to grab momentum.
Now the pass to Gordon. Collison against Augustine. 5 on the clock. Here's Vucevic. Ready by Bogdanovich. Pacers trail by 4. Turner with a screen on Augustine. Here's Collison. Second chance shot. Vucevic with the block.
And you know, with Vucevic, as is the case with all shot blockers, it's about timing. And how can you bait that shooter into shooting a shot that you know you can block?
Here's Collison. Oladipo outside. Collison against Fournier. Collison, no good.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
To the inside, Young. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And Thaddeus Young he's got a unique offensive skill set. I mean, he really is able to score over bigger players with just an array of little hooks and floaters and off-balance shots in the lane.
No good on the free throw. And Greg, at about 6'8", what is it that enables Young to finish so well inside?
I think it's more finesse than power. Not a lot of free throws for him, but he can get his shot off quickly before the shot blockers have time to gather.
And he's good on the second.
And while Young is serviceable at the line, not terrible, there's still a lot of room for improvement.
Augustine dishes to Gordon. Back to Augustine. He kicks it to Vucevic. The rebound by Young. Pacers trail by 5. Pass to Collison. Deflects the pass, and that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
Man, you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
Really came close to the pilfer, but they'll take that effort. Mucking things up is sometimes just as good as a steal.
Turner with the screen. Gordon against Young. Again, Young missing.
And mark that one down right there. It's going to be a long time until we see him miss another one like that.
Ross, that's good.
And you're not getting to that now because it's got just the right touch and height. Impossible to block.
Here's Bogdanovich after the Magic pick up 2. Nice work there coming off the screen.
He wasn't able to get his name in the score sheet in the first half, but he looks like he's starting to find his comfort zone here.
Gordon with a screen on Collison. Misses off the left iron.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Collison. Back to Bogdanovich.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Augustine passes to Gordon. Back to Augustine. They set the pick off the screen, and it's Gordon missing.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Collison kicks to Bogdanovich. Indiana moving it around. Here's Oladipo. The shot will not fall, and Orlando will come the other way. Fournier dishes to Gordon. Pass to Ross, and stolen by Bogdanovich. By himself, and finished off by Oladipo.
The point's right there, Kevin, a product of Oladipo's defensive work. Once he comes up with the steal, he's ready to get into transition right away.
Now here is Augustine. Comes up empty down low.
Not a good pick there. If I'm shooting the ball and I'm looking at it, I'm asking where is the effort? You've got to do a better job of screening.
Again, Oladipo missing. Orlando leading by 3. Here's Ross. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
And that's a case where the deceptive strength that Ross has helps him score over the defense. You can't afford to take this guy lightly.
Jonathan Simmons is checked in for the Magic. That one misses. And Clark, you were around Coach Frank Vogel quite a bit during his run as head coach of the Pacers. When you look back on it, what stands out?
His preparation. He's an eager learner. He's meticulous in his detail. He's even-keeled and extremely positive. I think he's an outstanding young coach, and good to see him having a team that he can have an opportunity to build and shape into a playoff contender at some point.
And here's Augustine. Thaddeus Young getting it to go from deep. Gordon with a screen on Collison. Kicks it out to Gordon. Over Turner. It's good from Gordon on the assist by Augustine. 9 points for Aaron Gordon.
And the release on the jumper from Gordon is just pure. A lot of that hard work paying dividends. I'd like to see him drain these looks more often.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. Nice game. Great performance by Nikola Vucevic.
Yeah, he's just torching them right now. A good decision to huddle up, kind of hit the reset button, and figure out how to slow his roll.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Nikola Vucevic.
And the decision-making tonight has just been outstanding. If the shot hasn't been there for him, he's just kept the ball moving. And that patience is how he's gotten his field goal percentage to almost 60 here tonight.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, guys, I was able to hear Nate McMillan talk to his team during the break. He told them, now's when you turn it on. Leave them in the rearview mirror. I know we can put these guys away. We'll see if they can deliver.
Thank you, David. Stolen by Gordon. Now Augustine. Ross in the corner. From outside the arc. The basket is good. The assist from Augustine. Ross has got the lead up to 7 now for the Magic. Collison kicks to Young. They set the pick. At the elbow, it's Turner. And it's Orlando with the rebound.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Now here's Collison. And Young kicks to Oladipo. He dishes it to Turner. Just 4 to shoot. Shoots over Vucevic. That one's good, and the Magic lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Turner.
Man, it's impressive to see how Turner keeps his focus even when the defense is up tight on him. I mean, he's truly comfortable and composed overcoming aggressive defense.
That one goes. Count it. Vucevic has got 15 points here in the second half. Right side Turner shoots from 14. Turner missing again.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
Now here is Augustine. Gordon, the pass to Augustine. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
It's really a tale of 2 quarters. Shot it so well in the last, but this one can't get anything to fall.
And Collison has a nice stroke, a quirky release, but never going to pass up the mid-range jumper when it's there for him.
Here's Augustine. There's the dish to Gordon. Here's the screen. And Simmons kicks to Vucevic. And the foul on Miles Turner. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And Indiana making a change here. O'Quinn's checked in. The feed now to Simmons. Pass to Vucevic. Good ball movement here by the Magic. 9 feet out. And it's Gordon missing. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the 4th. Here's Bogdanovich. It's in! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Punctuating the flow of the game with a big bucket right there. Bogdanovich making his imprint.
And Augustine kicks to Gordon. Feeds it to Simmons. This is to Vucevic. Turner with the steal. It's stolen by Vucevic. Count it!
And Vucevic is just a gamer. Somebody who accepts the responsibility of coming up big when his team needs it.
And the Pacers call time here. They're trailing by 5. 32 seconds left in the 4th. What's your take, guys?
And they need to use as little time as possible here. If they can get a bucket before the clock hits 24 seconds, they can try for a stop on the next possession. If there's less than 24, then they'll have to foul.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, as a former outstanding rebounder myself, I can certainly appreciate what this guy is doing. An extraordinary combination of talent and desire is what allows him to do what he's done today. Great performance.
He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
Boy, you look at the wingspan of Vucevic, and it covers a lot of territory. Not many defenders catch up to his release. And his mere presence on defense is disruptive.
Clock's ticking. They got to get up a shot.
No time to waste at all. Got to let it go fast.
And an intentional foul right there.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. Timeout called the Pacers. They're trailing by 8. 16 seconds left in the fourth. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, this has been rough all the way around. I mean, coming in with high hopes and then just now trying to finish the best they can.
Well, Greg, this one's clearly over. This is done. But hopefully they can find some momentum to carry into the next game.
McDermott can't get it to go. Simmons against Evans. Outside, Simmons. And so it's Orlando winning this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks a lot. Nick, how did you guys get this win tonight?
We were really good on defense, and then once we get stops, we're very good on offense. We got some easy ones, and we just kept grinding, We never let it back in the game, and it felt good to get this one tonight.
Great performance by you guys, Nick. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.